Men act upon the world and change it, and are changed in turn by the consequences of their action. Those words were written decades ago by Dr. B.F. Skinner, long before social media, before algorithms, before artificial intelligence. Yet somehow, his studies on human behavior feel more relevant today than ever before. Perhaps Dr. Skinner saw the future of human behavior long before the age of algorithms and AI. And now, we begin. Think about the last time you had absolutely nothing to do. Not a planned vacation or a scheduled holiday, but a random, unexpected moment of empty time. Maybe you were waiting for a friend at a coffee shop. Maybe you were standing in a line at the grocery store. Or maybe you were just sitting on a train watching the scenery pass by the window. In the past, those moments were the quiet spaces of human life. They were the blank pages between the chapters of your day. They were the moments where your mind was allowed to wander, to process emotions, and to simply exist. But when was the last time you actually lived in one of those moments? Chances are, the very second that empty space appeared, your hand automatically reached into your pocket. Before you even made a conscious decision, a screen was glowing in front of your face. We have completely eradicated the pause. We have filled every quiet second of our existence with a relentless stream of digital noise, opinions, and endless scrolling. You might believe you are simply choosing to entertain yourself. You might think you are in control of these small, everyday decisions, but you are not. You are participating in a highly orchestrated system, a system perfectly designed to bypass your conscious mind and alter your behavior on a fundamental level. Long before the creation of the internet, the renowned psychologist Dr. B.F. Skinner made a brilliant and unsettling discovery about the nature of living creatures. He realized that if you want to understand why a person behaves a certain way, you should not look simply at their internal willpower. Instead, you must look at the environment surrounding them. Dr. B.F. Skinner famously demonstrated that behavior is shaped entirely by its consequences. If an environment is structured to reward a specific action, the creature will repeat that action. And if that reward is unpredictable, if it arrives at random intervals, the creature will become entirely consumed by the action. It becomes a compulsion. He proved that you do not need physical force to control behavior. You only need to control the schedule of rewards. Now, look at the device in your hand. Look at the modern digital landscape. It is not merely a communication tool. It is the most perfectly engineered behavioral environment in human history. Every app, every algorithm, and every social media feed has been built to exploit the very vulnerabilities that psychologists documented all those years ago. When you open an app and pull down the screen to refresh the page, you are engaging in an unpredictable reward loop. You never know what you are going to get. It might be a highly entertaining video, a terrifying piece of news, or a message from a friend. This variable, unpredictable reward system bypasses your rational thought and directly targets your neurochemistry. To truly grasp what is happening to your attention, we have to look at the biological fuel inside your mind. We have to look at dopamine. Many people mistakenly believe dopamine is simply the chemical of joy or pleasure. But modern neuroscience paints a very different picture. Dopamine is actually your brain's core motivation system. It is the molecule of desire. It governs incentive salience, which is the deep biological feeling of wanting something. It is the drive that compels you to take action. For thousands of years, this system worked in harmony with the natural friction of the physical world. If you wanted a reward, you had to expend physical or mental energy. But today, artificial intelligence has removed all the friction. The algorithms powering your favorite platforms are designed to learn exactly what triggers your unique dopamine system. They track how long you look at a specific image. They learn what makes you angry, what makes you laugh, and what keeps you scrolling. In this modern era, the artificial intelligence running these systems is effectively applying the principles of Dr. B.F. Skinner on a global, microscopic scale. They are constantly adjusting the digital environment to keep you pressing the lever, keeping your eyes locked on the screen for as long as humanly possible. This invisible manipulation comes with a devastating biological cost. Because you are constantly exposing your mind to highly stimulating digital products, your brain is experiencing unnatural, massive spikes of dopamine. Your nervous system was never meant to process this level of relentless, high-speed input. So, to protect itself from being completely overwhelmed, your brain has to build a defense. It actively turns down its own sensitivity. In neuroscience, this is known as receptor downregulation. Your brain literally reduces the number of available dopamine receptors just to survive the sheer volume of digital noise. This biological defense mechanism is the true reason why you feel so mentally exhausted and emotionally numb. When your brain lowers its sensitivity to handle the extreme stimulation of the internet, the normal, beautiful aspects of everyday life suddenly feel agonizingly dull. This is why sitting down to read a physical book feels nearly impossible. This is why a quiet conversation with a loved one feels painfully slow. It explains why you feel an uncomfortable, creeping anxiety the moment you are separated from your device. You have built a massive neurochemical tolerance. You are overstimulated, yet deeply, painfully bored. Your attention has been fragmented into 1,000 tiny pieces, leaving you unable to focus on anything that requires sustained, deep thought. And when we lose the ability to think deeply, we begin to lose ourselves. Identity is not formed in the loud, frantic moments of life. Your sense of self is built in the quiet spaces. It is built during reflection. When you constantly distract yourself from your own thoughts, you slowly erode your ability to process your own emotions. We are sleepwalking through our own lives, endlessly distracted by machines that know our vulnerabilities better than we know ourselves. But there is a profound truth that these algorithms cannot change. Your mind belongs to you. And your brain is remarkably resilient. It is plastic, meaning it has the incredible ability to heal, adapt, and rewire itself when placed in a healthier environment. You do not need to run away from modern life, and you certainly do not need to attempt a total dopamine detox. That is a popular internet myth that is scientifically inaccurate, because your body requires dopamine just to get out of bed in the morning and perform basic physiological functions. True recovery is not about punishing yourself with total deprivation. It is about conscious regulation. It is about intentionally reshaping the environment you live in. You must reclaim your empty time. It begins with small, deliberate acts of resistance. You decide to leave your phone in another room while you sleep, allowing your mind to truly power down and repair itself. You choose to wake up and look out the window, absorbing natural sunlight, before you ever look at a screen. You give your nervous system a chance to wake up on its own terms. You can naturally optimize your neurochemistry by moving your body, utilizing cardiovascular exercise to clear the heavy mental fog. You fuel your mind with proper nutrition, eating foods rich in tyrosine, giving your brain the essential amino acids it needs to synthesize healthy dopamine. And most importantly, you must teach your brain how to do hard things again. You must retrain your mind to derive its sense of reward from difficult, meaningful, real-world tasks, rather than from instant, algorithmic gratification. When you first stop the endless scrolling, the silence will feel loud. It will feel uncomfortable. Your conditioned mind will instinctively search for the easy reward. It will beg for the distraction. But if you sit with that discomfort, if you simply allow yourself to exist in the quiet space, something extraordinary will happen. The heavy fog of emotional numbness will begin to lift. Your ability to think deeply, to reflect, and to focus will slowly return. You will look at the people around you and realize you are finally, truly present. You will reclaim your curiosity. We are living in an era where human attention is harvested like a crop, but you always have the choice to look away from the screen and look back at your own life. If this video made you think differently, subscribe and share. It truly helps the channel grow.